following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. You know, just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.
The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Welcome to the D-Line.
Illegal contact! Number 51! Zinkutsu elbow thrust! To the up back! Orimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick! To the quarterback! Takatami insword block to the... Shoot, never mind. 15 yards! First down!
Live football podcast on the Disruption Network.
You just got the feeling that he spelled the 8-hole and then got it in the end zone.
You find out life's this game of inches. So is football.
And now, here's your hosts, Chicken, Caleb, and Sil.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the D-Line.
Hey.
What's going on?
We joined here today with our friend here, Penta Thomas. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good.
Good. And Sil, we got here. Caleb is not here with us today. He is training for something else. So we will, again, no more Caleb today.
Weird, somebody's running a train on Caleb.
He loves it, though.
Hope it don't derail.
Oh, it's D and something.
That my mic is real. I can sit back here and I can hear me.
You're a little too loud there, Sil?
Little bit.
All right, how about now?
All right. Yeah, that's good.
All right, yeah, you talk loud.
Yeah.
But yeah. So our guy Penta is here from the Yard Dogs, Utica Yard Dogs, and did you play on the Vikings as well?
Yes, I did. I played on the Vikings for like 3 years.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Wrong one, sorry.
Yeah, I played on the Vikings for 3 years, and until Jerry Lofton got on my nerves. And went down to Amsterdam for a couple of years. They opened everybody that's down there with open arms. We had a lot of fun down there.
Good.
We ain't do as much as we did in the Vikings, but we had a good time down there. It was like a family-oriented.
So you're not a big fan of Loftus, huh?
Nah. I can't play.
Good guy, just I can't coach with him or under him. Like he's stuck in his old ways. You know, it kind of reminds me of the whole John Fox era of Chicago, where you got that old way of doing things and you can't adapt to the new younger players.
I love the man.
He's a great guy.
He gave me my opportunity to play semi-pro ball, to coach semi-pro ball. So I owe him everything.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the high road on.
But
this
you're
one.
old school. but you're an old school player, and it worked back then. I mean, you're talking what, 20 years ago, almost.
Well, you can go fuck off. Almost.
Was it 2000, 2001?
2001, yeah.
We had some fun with him, but it was just a type of person that was stuck on calling 5 plays a game. And he had his favoritism, and he didn't let the certain people expand and do what they had to do. He was stuck on the old players.
Chicken, I'm waiting for your camera to kick in. I still can't see you yet.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm trying to wonder why else I went from Frozen again. Like,
Well,
I don't understand
then there
it.
was Todd. And, hey, there's Todd.
There's half a Todd.
Okay. At least we got Penta. All right.
And I'm the biggest one here. How you get me?
I'm mad. All the other shows had all your names below them and everything, and I'm still sitting here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, apparently I got to unplug a camera here, but
right.
which is really weird because everything works fine in EC Radio, and I get on and it's like, I don't understand.
So you guys, have you guys started practice yet for the Utica Yard Dogs?
We started practicing how to accelerate. We have a practice tonight at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yeah, I never practiced at 9 o'clock. That's something real different.
That is late.
Yeah, that is late. And I hope they don't be waiting for me. Think I'm gonna be late because
Well, our show gets done at 8, so you got plenty of time to promote and drop. Where I haven't seen a damn thing. I'm not friends with the Yard Dogs on Facebook. I don't talk to many people anymore via football. Once I retired, I dropped out of the scene. I have to ask people now what the hell's going on.
Well,
so where are you guys' home field?
At this time, they're working on it. You know how it go. People prices be crazy.
It got bad when I did the Timmy Brower benefit game a couple of years ago.
Everything's about money right now.
Yeah, and insurance is crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't miss it a bit. I'll be honest with you.
I got a lot of confidence in Dave and them. They're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
By showing up, I feel a good feeling the way they putting everything together and backing us and getting a lot of support and sponsors support us. So I never really felt that good since Amsterdam about playing for somebody. So I came out of retirement to give it one more shot.
Good. Awesome. Well, no, at least you're going in with a positive attitude, and that's the way to do it, especially at this level, because you're not getting paid to play. You're taking a chance if you get hurt. Now you got to miss work, or whatever shit. So this is all on you. You got to have that attitude. If you got a shitty attitude, what are you doing it for? Are you going to put in the time and effort?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's the funny thing that you said that because I was talking to my brother the other day, and he played with us on the Vikings one time. Mm-hmm. I remember we went out to the Buffalo to play, and he always had the knee. He always had the knee injury, so he caught the interception in the Buffalo game.
Right.
And they hit him, and he fumbled. He acted like his knee was hurting, so I got him that day, and I always let him remember that. So I told him I was playing. It hit him hard. He fumbled, and he acted like, oh, my knee, he hit me in my knee. Yeah, you're lying.
Pow, right in the kisser.
You gotta now. You gotta turn those up a little.
It's up all the way now.
Yeah. But I told him I was playing, and I had some back issues at one time, and he telling me that I'm getting too old for it, so he really don't want me to play. But some of my younger kids didn't see me play at all, so I just came back and showed them that I still had it. And at the same time, they need some more leadership at the Yard Dogs. Everybody coming
walk the walk.
That's right, and they coming out there with a different attitude. Nowadays, these kids don't play ball and understand the value of the football game and the sport that like we do, so they just need some more leadership.
Well, you got some, from what I've heard, Ponder and Tommy, old school coaches I played with. So as far as I'm concerned, you're starting off on the right foot.
One of the things that we noticed, like when we coached, was the fact that, like what you were saying, these young pups, they don't have the love. Like when we were talking, we're trying to get people on special teams. Nobody wants to play special teams. I'm a starter. I'm this. I'm that. And you're like, no, you got to prove it. If you were a starter last year, I don't know it. I wasn't here. Prove it to me. Make me believe that you're the starter. And if you know what, you got to get out there on special teams, you should take every opportunity to get out there and play. You know what I mean? If somebody's going to put you on the field, no matter where it is, what position it is, whatever, you get out on the field because that's when you make things happen.
That's a fact.
And we had a guy out there that nobody wanted. Like, everyone said he wasn't any good. Like, remember that dude? What's his name? Rios or something like that? Like,
yep, Rios.
Dude, he came out there in the game. I think it was up in
Jonathan Rios, right?
I think it was up in
Watertown.
Came out and went on special teams, got a fumble recovery. He had a great game. That
he fucking he dove at a guy's feet, you know, and it was just a great tackle because he fucking lit the guy up. But at his, you know, it was a perfect tackle is what it was. And I'm making, you know, a mountain out of a molehill, but it was just something you didn't expect out of this kid.
But it wasn't a mountain out of a molehill because he caused a fumble. It was a game changer, you know, and it blew up the game and it re-energized.
He took advantage of his moment, and that's what you guys got to understand.
And a lot of people don't do that.
You know, everybody playing at this level was most likely a starter in high school. So now you're getting all these starters from high schools. All of them are expecting to start, and it's like, you know, you got to work your way up the ladder. You got to have patience, and you know, pick your moments. Like if you're getting that opportunity on special teams, fucking take advantage.
There was a guy in Denver that you know, kid came down, backup running back, came down, lit a dude up, and got everybody's attention. They're like, "Who the hell was that?"
That's right.
Terrell Davis.
You got to make
He's a Hall of Famer now.
And look at him now. Yeah.
Right.
You know? So at the same time, these guys just, I don't know. I just be at practice, and the funny thing about it, I done played running back, quarterback, safety, everything. Now that I done gained a little weight and got more bulky, They gonna tell me
D-tackle,
offensive line.
Oh,
they done lost their mind.
Yeah, especially with your quarterback and he can't see over you. What's he gonna do? Run underneath your legs?
I just be trying to. My thing is though, like as a veteran,
move your feet, shift them back.
Whatever it is, I got to do to help this team win. That'll be a good thing. You know,
great attitude
on the D line. Giggity. If you're
self plug,
if you're inside or you're outside, you're gonna wreak havoc, man. They're not gonna have guys that are gonna be able to block a guy like you on an every down basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but to put you as a blocker is just foolish.
And I try to tell him that. Then at the same time, Jerry Laughlin's the offensive line coach, and I try to tell him, me and him don't see eye to eye.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
No
I love
way.
him. I love him. I love him to death. You know, because at the same time, like he gave you opportunity. He gave me opportunity to come out and do what I do.
Right.
It's just that he's stuck in his ways, and I done played with a lot of. He don't take chances. You know, a lot of times.
Very conservative.
Yeah. So, I just want to win, and I just want to bring it back to Utica because there's a lot of good players that have played here, and we just didn't have the opportunity to play for playing the big game.
And I think a lot of the problem is sometimes with semi-pro is we assume that people know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we assume that they played before, so they played O-line or whatever, and just go through it. And most of the time, some of these guys never played, or they played for a whole completely different system, or they might have played a handful of games, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? And they don't know, the footwork. They don't know, the certain movements and whatever you should be doing and being in the wrong position.
Yeah.
And I think like what you got to do is break it down by position and re-coach some of these guys.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Because back then, I had my talent and I played off the talent. A lot of times I played in different seasons that I didn't go so hard with the off-season conditioning. So nowadays, as I get older, I take a lot of advantages and get myself in shape because I'm much older and I heal much different.
Stretch.
Yeah.
At your age, stretch.
Yeah.
I can't, at that point, man, my coaching kicks in.
Yeah.
Stretch.
Well, it's funny. A few years ago, we started these workouts up by Donovan Middle School, and Coach Sil and Greg headed it up, and it was actual drills that we did in practice with the stretching, and the stretching was the biggest part because as you get older and you're not playing sports, you don't get that full stretch.
You don't.
Like you do before games and stuff.
But at the same time, when we get there, it's like, I don't know. It's just a different feeling. Everybody know what we need to do, So as you get older, it's like my wife the other day, I was talking to her, and I told her I was playing. She was like, so you saying we getting back on this no sex on Fridays, no sex before the games? I'm like, well, back then, it was cool. I could still do it, but now
I need it to limber me up.
I need it all. I gotta be asleep by 8 now.
Sil's having sex in the locker room.
I tried it.
You tried it?
I was just gonna say I tried it both ways.
Well, that's something you should have kept to yourself.
My first couple years, I wouldn't have sex the night before a game. And then I'm like, you know what? At best we did was, fucking 500, and we made the playoffs and lost in the first round. I'm like, all right, let's try it.
Let's
try
lost to Montreal, right?
Well, no, my first year we lost to Buffalo.
Okay.
And I think it was the second year we lost to Montreal.
Yeah.
So then my third year we went 0-9 when I had sex. So I'm like, well, it can't get any worse than that. So I kept up with the sex in my fourth year.
Well, I don't understand why people feel sex is like gonna hinder you.
Well, it's some old fucking fashion, it's gonna weaken the knees and blah blah blah. And actually, I read up on it, and it's beneficial because it builds the testosterone after you blow a load. It actually builds more testosterone in your body, so you're actually better off having sex the night before.
Well, I used to. I remember when I was in high school, and you had the Friday practices before the games and stuff, or Thursday practice. My athletic director used to come to me. Now you go straight home and make sure you don't be messing with none of these girls. We need you to go all 4 clearly tomorrow. And I always took that with me.
Right. Yeah. Same here.
So, and I never did. And I used to have good games, but sometimes I did, and I still had good games.
It gives you that edge. I'm playing for the cookie afterwards. It's like not like chicken in the middle of the circle.
What? It's a cracker, damn it.
You gotta love the sport. But at the end of the day, 4 quarters, you need your legs.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's good.
Don't put them behind your head then. I didn't think you were a receiver.
I didn't want to be the quarterback either.
He's definitely not a tight end.
Not anymore.
That's why I stay off offense now.
I'm glad to see local football back to the area.
Yes.
I will definitely be coming to the games and cheering local guys on.
Yeah.
As usual. We do have to, since we're talking about sex and before the game, but like, what about sex after the game when we all came over to my house?
Oh yeah.
After that party or after the game, we were all sitting there hanging out, chilling, watching my boxing match against Joe Lode.
Right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're like, yeah, let's see how Tutu's doing over there. He had some girl that he picked up, and he was out in the front yard, my front driveway, and he was doing his thing in the driveway. And all of a sudden, like, Penta and I kind of look out the window, see how he's doing, and just as we do, we're upstairs. All of a sudden, we see him come out butt-ass naked. Stand out of the car, butt-ass naked. And so we're like, what the hell is he doing? And then he pulls the girl's legs out of the car, so she's standing on the ground, bent over, and he starts going at it. He starts going at it.
They really put on a show that night. And the funny thing about it, that I didn't believe that he was going to do it. He said, I got to get some before we leave.
You know what pisses me off? I left, what was it, like less than an hour before
and you
that
lived
happened.
2 houses
and
down.
I used to live 2 houses down
But
from
he
you
was
guys.
whipped at the time.
Yeah.
But,
he stayed whipped. And he drove me home in the same car.
So you had to deal with the funk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was great was he's sitting there. He sees us like watching, right? Because we're sitting like, damn, this is a show. And he's sitting there and he grabs his beer and he starts like holding up to us like to salute us.
Yeah, start entertaining the crowd.
As he's going at it, we're like, what?
I miss him, man.
So Penta goes over and knocks on the door. He goes, yo, I'm next. And then Lenny steals his clothes. Comes back in house. Freaking Steve comes flying back in the house, right? Wipes out on my floor. Smacks right into the freaking cupboards, dude. Butt-ass naked, skidding across the floor. It was fucking hysterical, man.
So gross.
Fucking hysterical.
After games, we used to.
I forgot Lenny played that year.
Yeah. Remember that time I lit him up in practice?
Yeah. Jeez.
I ain't gonna lie. We had some good times with the Mohawk Vikings, man. I swear, like a lot of good moments. A lot of best moments. Really family orientated. I miss it. We stayed together a lot off season.
The brotherhood. I've got friends for life. Whether I want them or not, I got friends for life.
Right.
And it's great. I mean, seriously, the 3 of us, 20 fucking years later.
That's right.
Still bullshit.
And at the same time, I left and went to another team. Then I came back when y'all played in Proctor. And Proctor New Field. I came back and I played for that 1 year. And I just said, I can't do Jerry again. And I left and went back to Amsterdam, you know. So it was just, there's something about playing in Utica. From being from Jersey and moving up here and getting an opportunity to play again was a blessing.
Good.
So then at the same time, like, after the games, oh, my God.
I can't wait to
see I got
see
so
you.
many stories.
Now, did you play with
Bonham?
Bonham? Little short dude.
He was actually.
Yes, he was. Yes, I did. He's the one that he worked at the hospital and stuff. Oh, that was my man. That was my man. Played cornerback. He was one of the shortest
now,
dudes.
that's a captain of a football team right there.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that we noticed was going from the old school to the newer team was back in our day we had, you know, Bonham and these guys that like they're your captains. You never talk back to your captain.
No.
You did what your captain said.
You were basically told that's your captain, and I never questioned it. It was that was it. You know, you didn't bitch and moan about it.
We collided once, but it didn't get too far because it was a respect thing, and I respect him as who he was.
Was that your ding chicken?
It wasn't my ding.
No, that was me.
Uh-oh.
That was
one dingling.
Yeah.
No, but he's one of those guys that like
I'm popular after 6.
But like he was one of those guys that was a true leader, and you know, he came and coached with us.
Yeah. Oh, I loved having him on my side.
I did too. He brought that intensity, that fire, and that respect. He demanded respect, and kudos to him, man, because just watching him just showed people how they should act as a player and as a leader.
I think that he was more of a player's coach, a coach player, whatever position.
Well, he's been through it.
Yeah, he always been like that.
Yeah.
So when I came to play, he was more. He gave me that attitude, like he had that coach attitude.
Yep.
But at the same time, he had the uniform on. Mm-hmm. He was going to war. At the same time, we go to war.
Had that fire.
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
And I think people like that. You know, they like seeing that guy going to war with them. Some people are like, you know, who are you? You're just a player too. But not back then. But I noticed like some of the younger guys we played with, it was not a clear cut who's the leader, and everybody wanted to be a leader, but nobody wanted to be a leader. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nobody went out there and proved it. And back then, you had your leaders. You had the coach. Then you had the assistants, and then you had the leaders. Yeah. And then if you had a problem, you went to your leaders, and they went to the coaches.
Yep. Well, they nowadays they don't know their position. We knew our position, and we knew how to stay in it. So at the same time, we knew what we came out for. Offensive lineman knew he was an offensive lineman. A defensive lineman knew he was a defensive lineman, linebacker. Nowadays, an offensive lineman I want to run the ball too. You ain't never run the ball in your life.
I want to go out for a pass.
Yeah. Can you put a play in for me? Yeah. Yeah, go over there and play by yourself, with yourself, and we'll call you later.
See, now, when I started, now, you know, this is just one fucking story. I went out, and when I joined the team, I saw the flyer in a fucking bar taking a piss. Mm-hmm. You know, so I was like, fuck, you know what? I can do that. And I didn't know anybody on the fucking team except one kid, Baby Huey. And he talked about it, but I didn't know anything about it until I saw the flyer. And I'm like, well, I was just hoping to make the team. I didn't realize it was everybody makes it as long as you pay. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping to make it. So, you know, they were like, well, can you do this? Yeah, I can do that. Can you long snap? Sure, I can long snap.
Yeah.
Let me show you. I had never long snapped in my life. And I'm like, I'm just trying to make the fucking team. And I snapped it. Just like on fucking The Longest Yard, it fucking went thump, 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 thump across the floor. I was like, and I just remember seeing Jerry go, oh, fuck. But I wanted to make the team so bad, but it turns out, through my play and knowing the playbook during practice, that's what got me, and showing up every practice, that's what got me on the field.
That's the other thing. These guys aren't showing up for practice, man. You got to show up for practice.
They ain't got no ambition. They ain't got no ambition. They just superstars. They've been sitting around playing Madden all day.
Well, that's the thing, and it's not even a guess on my part. I heard Jerry and another coach, I can't remember who it was, arguing who should start at O-line. And I remember, was it fucking Jerry or
Tom?
D coordinator.
Tom and Jerry?
Fuck, what was his name?
Solo?
No.
Zigarelli?
Zig. I don't know if it was Zig or Jerry in the conversation. Goes, he's at every fucking practice. He knows what he's doing. I don't care how big he is. So I know I fucking, you know, by those three things, I got it. Yeah,
right.
Regardless of how short I am. You know, if you've got the heart and you show to practice and you know what you're doing, just you're gonna fucking play.
That's
I mean,
right.
and I can't even say that that's just the way I coach. That's every fucking coach.
Yeah.
It should be every coach.
Right.
It's not. Because some people measure you by your size and not by your heart. And I'll take heart every day, man. All day. And I'll give you a couple people, Keith J out there running your quarterback. A lot of people weren't giving him a lot of chances because he's short and he's more of a running style quarterback. But I'll tell you, man, I like the kid. I like the way he plays.
Yes, I agree.
He plays with a lot of heart, a lot of passion. A lot of people take the passion as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a big mouth.
He's fired up.
He's fired up, man, and I love the intensity.
Fires
that kid
other
brings
people's.
up.
It fired me up.
Yes.
As his coach, I loved it.
I love that when people could bring that fire in. Timmy Brower. Timmy Brower.
That guy right there, I would love to play with him one more time.
You're not the only one, buddy.
That guy right there. You know how you play with people.
I gotta go.
Uh-oh. Sorry, bro. Oh.
Yeah. You know how you play with people and linebackers and stuff, and you ain't got to worry about him being in the right position.
Right.
So for that guy, I swear he was one of the smallest linebackers I played with, but he had the biggest heart.
Fucking,
He
was
hit
just
like a
a
truck, too.
ball of fire. He
Yeah.
was, just because of his size, he would fire everybody else up because he can do it. I can do that.
That's right.
Yep.
It was
And
just phenomenal playing.
And when
with
you
him.
come to him and let him know, listen, you got to do it like this, he always listened and always willing to learn to get better. And he never took criticism for a negative situation. So he was always good.
He's one of those guys that, when you talk about size and stature, that like he just blows right out of the water.
Right. Well, I mean, for those listeners who don't know who Timmy Brower was, he passed away a few years back. Of a heart issue. So he was, a really good friend and close to us all. That's the thing. He touched a lot of people's lives.
He did.
Again, it's not something, it was a tight-knit family, and we all became really close in that small amount of time, and it really affects you when that person, no matter how few or little you see them, still affects your life.
That's right.
And
he knew how to party too.
Oh my fucking
I got
God.
to let it know. I gotta let it be known. The
Man.
parties, I know people wish they could be a part of the parties we had.
I miss the parties.
But at the same time, you wasn't around, so sucks to be you.
Yeah, he still to this day, we did tackling drills, and I see a spot in my eye from when he hit me. And I tried getting low, but I mean, what was he, like 5'6", 5'7", something like that?
About 5'6", 5'7".
And I'm 6 foot,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to get down low, and he just cracked me, went head to head, and I got a stinger, and I still see a spot in my eye from where he hit me so hard, dude.
Oof.
Like to this day, I still got it in my eye.
It was a tackling drill. Me and Brower went head to head each other, and I'm like, "There's no fucking way I'm letting this." I got lower than him, but I led with my head, and Zig goes, "Good job, pick your fucking head up." It's like, I'm like, you have to get super low on him because he had such a low center of balance. It was awesome.
And just to say how tall he was, it's just crazy to have a middle linebacker that size.
His feet wouldn't stop.
But played like he was 6 feet.
His
And I
feet
think he
wouldn't
took that
stop.
too, like because he was so small and people are automatically like judged him on it, made him play harder.
Yep.
Yeah, and he earned his nickname.
Yeah, Pitbull.
Yeah.
Well, he got a chance to hide it behind a lot of defensive linemen.
Oh, well, yeah. He had some big guys.
So
Big Rick and
so they trying to get past the line and they don't see him coming. And
that was a team, man.
I used to pray for them.
You had Hammer. You had some big dudes on
Hammer.
that team.
Oh my God. Hammer, my boy, but he had the littlest girl in the world. For him to be that big, he had the littlest girl in the world. But he was a good dude too.
Yeah,
he was a good dude.
I was looking at a picture today
he had a good heart.
of Big Norm bending over and mooning our buddy Greg, who was passed out at the time. I was just cleaning out my hard drive, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm keeping this one.
Oh, man.
Or Neil mooning everybody on accident.
Yeah, right.
I was going to go over with some spackle and fix it.
Oh, my God. Big Neil would come up to the line with his ass just hanging out, and
Man.
I'm pretty sure he would have swore his pants were all the way up.
I think Big Rich played that year too, right?
Yeah. I think it was both of our first year. Me and Big Rick, and then Lenny.
Big Rick, not Big Rick.
Yeah,
Big
your first year was Big Rick's first year too. Yeah. Yep.
And we came in. I was O-line, and like our running backs were bigger than me. But it was fun, man. I loved it. I loved the like you said, the camaraderie, the people you get to meet and still be friends with.
Yeah.
You know, like, you and I knew each other already. I got involved because we were playing Sandlot up at Donovan, and we would get all the Mohawk Valley Vikings players playing there, and I'm like, I'm already playing with these guys, and Baby Huey was part of it,
right?
And I'm like, I'm playing with these guys already. Fuck it, I might as well just play. Yeah. So me, Patterson, Lenny.
Oh, yeah, Fragile.
We all went out there.
It's all fucking nicknames. It's all fucking nicknames.
Fragile came about from Bonham.
Yeah.
Bonham's like, what are you, fragile? You don't want to hit nobody? And that stuck.
It stuck.
And he got that early on, right when we were in training camp in the gym at UFA. That wasn't like mid-year. That was early.
Fragile?
He's working. He's working FedEx and down at the bar. Celtic Carp.
I got some funny stories with him too.
Thanks.
I got funny stories with everybody with the team. I think I was friends with everybody on the team.
Yeah.
Because
and that team was a cool team because everybody wanted to be friends. We'd all go hang out and drink together. And
it wasn't nobody who thought they was better than the next man. It wasn't.
Except for Herman. I hope he's fucking listening. I invited him in. I hope he's fucking listening.
I was hoping you didn't bring him up.
All right. Well,
he thought he was.
Granado bringing his own pitchers to the bar.
Granado, what a beast that dude was. I went up against Granado one time on defense, right? They put me on defense. He just fucking slammed my face into the ground. I got a mouthful of fucking mud.
Al McKenzie just fucking, he would just
Alex
fucking hand fight you.
He hit me in the head so hard.
Great footwork.
But the thing about it, I never played with nobody that was blind in one eye.
Oh, yeah, Al was, yeah. That's why he had to play on that side.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would have hit him on the other side.
That boy was a beast. He the one that's like had a lot of coaches, but me and Alex, we went to Amsterdam together, and he taught me some hand movements, and it worked a lot.
He was a beast.
Just to be in my speed and my athletic ability, the stuff that he taught me helped me a lot. You know, I stayed moving around, defensive end, linebacker, back to running back, and you know, I went to Amsterdam. I still got the longest yard in Amsterdam from line of scrimmage, 80 yards for a touchdown.
Ah, nice.
You're like LeGarrette Blunt, man. Look at you.
So, you know, I had my share of good times with Alex. Alex was one of the best defensive ends I played with.
I can't agree more.
Who played?
I fucking loved Alex.
Who played on the other end of him? We had another stud.
Jeff Thorpe.
Oh, yeah.
Him, it was chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah.
That's what Zick called it.
Alex was the vanilla?
I guess that's what they called it.
And then, who's the other one? The switchblade, or the Swiss Army knife dude.
Well, all I got is Jade Reader. I got...
He played for years. He played quarterback. He played tight end. He played linebacker.
Oh, Dole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife. I get it now.
I ain't seen him in a long time.
That dude will play anywhere, and he'd play it well.
Yes, and he played forever.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
Yeah. You guys forgot about Coleman, too. Terry Coleman.
TC.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up with him. I played sandlot ball with him as a kid.
Terrence, man.
He was awesome.
That boy had moves like Barry.
He did. And Barry Sanders was his favorite player.
Yeah. And he's an Oakland Raiders fan.
And Frost.
Yeah, well, we can't hold everything against him. I mean,
But
then you had that bum Greg Williams.
Greg was awesome. I mean, he's right up there in the echelon of semi-pro linebackers. You know, Hammer, Brower, Greg Williams. I mean, Ponder. And I'm not. If I left you out, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure I got the top four right there. I mean, you know, Jade Reader was another one. You know, Steve Hartman, outside linebacker.
Hartman was.
Guys, Suda, Craig Suda.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus Christ!
I forgot about Suda.
My goodness, I'm forgetting some guys. I knew it.
we played with a lot of people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
dude,
saying?
I was either a player or a coach for fucking 16 years. I did everything from fucking recruiting to fucking finding referees to finding a field, and it wasn't until the Brower benefit game that was the first time I actually had to deal with the referees. I had done everything up until except referees. I always had somebody else take care of that, but this one I had to do. And Ponder, thank you again for dealing with the fucking insurance on that one.
I take my hat off to him because he's doing a lot of good things with the kids. He's coaching the kids and coaching us. And for a person that I played with, the ambition he has and the love he has for the game.
He was a hell of a fullback and a hell of a tackler.
Gotta give some love out to the twins, too.
Oh, my God, Jason and Justin. Yeah, man.
Those guys are good, too, man.
Solid. Wow. They're reliable players, great athletes, and Justin's an all-around athlete. Jason, great D-end. Weak side, loved him. Very smart. Very, very educated guys.
Yeah, a lot of players.
I could go on for fucking a week on the show. At some point, we got to talk NFL, but I'm comfortable talking local football.
That was the benefit game that we played. That was part of the fun with it. It was bringing guys from the Utica Yard Dogs and to have them play with the Mohawk Valley Vikings against each other and whatever. And it brings back that whole camaraderie. Guys that never overlapped each other, and some of them that did. It was just fun to bring them all out there in one field and play against each other. I could care less if football. I mean, I love that they're bringing the football to Utica again.
Yeah.
But, man, if we could just keep playing that game over and over again, it'd be so much fun. That was a lot of fun, man. I had a blast doing that.
I played great, so I had a great time.
We had a lot of good games. It's just that the difference about playing for the Yard Dogs is in Amsterdam is that the away games we get bust.
Yeah.
So when you travel as a team, you play like a team. I remember we went to Canada. Me, Cal, I forgot who else was in the car. We called him Hitman. I forgot his name. I can't remember his name. We rolled to Canada. They got 2 girls in the car.
I'm here for the gangbang.
We got to the border. They did not let us in. We missed that game.
Yeah, we went to that game with 17 guys.
Yeah, Montreal. I was so mad. I told them, we was cool to get across. They said, "Oh, so what y'all here for?" We here for the game. Okay. So what them 2 here for? They said, "Oh, they are friends." All right. Pull over there. I said, "Oh my God."
I played 95% of that game, Iron Man.
Really?
I just missed the last few minutes of the fourth quarter.
I wanted to play that game so bad.
It was a great game. We got our ass. It was actually, we were only down by 6 at halftime, or 6 or 7. It was close the first half, and then their numbers just killed us. 17 guys we played with, and it was it was great because they had Bud Light as a sponsor, so they gave us beer after the game. And then we went back to the hotel. Most of the guys went to the stripper club.
Stripper club?
Never quite heard that way. The Peeler Bar.
Was Casey? was Casey
well,
there?
No, I went back to the hotel with my girl at the time, who's on the line right now, Lynette. Nice to see you. And I had my own little party.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Play it, chicken.
Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser. Pow! Right in the kisser.
And then he was done. He almost spit for the first time in his life.
They told me about that too.
I heard it from Greg.
Yeah, but it was some good days, man.
Great stories, good days, great stories.
I can sit here for days to tell you about the stories we had and the parties we had, and but
shut your mouth.
Yeah. some things you gotta take to your grave,
Yeah. I don't even know. I'm just like, right now, you're the old guy.
Yes.
So it's probably gonna be different because you got a lot of guys looking up to you now. You're younger kids.
Yeah, but
how old are you now?
Say it. 30.
I'm older than 35.
30, 38, 36.
41.
41. So I'm 43. I thought you were way younger than me. So when I was coaching you, when we went to Lindenville, oh my God, you were only 2 years younger than me.
Well, I found the fountain of youth.
Right.
And I reserved myself.
My goodness.
It's showing here. Bonham's watching. What's up, brother? But what I was gonna say is, being 41, we had our boy Borst.
Yep.
Borst came on. He came in through was it the drills that we were doing, the off-season drills?
Yeah. We had a training camp in December.
Mm-hmm.
He's 41, mind you.
Came in a little out of shape, and but he was trying hard. He's going through, and everyone's like, I don't know if this guy's really gonna make it. He's a little old, a little long in the tooth, not really making it. Then he shows up for the season. Well,
first practice.
Yeah, for
three months
camp.
later.
Yeah.
In much better shape. He must have hit the gym really, really, really hard. Hasn't burping in.
Well, he told us. He said he goes you guys whipped my ass in December. He goes I realized at that point what kind of shape I got to get in, and he fucking came back, and I just went, fuck is that guy? Is that the same guy?
Yeah,
and it fucking was.
Yeah.
And then they instantly put him on O-line, same thing happened to you, and then he didn't quite make it to the O-line. And then the O-line coach or the offensive coordinator was like, yeah, you guys can take him. Then we put him in tackling drills, and I seen him sticking dudes, like just running up, boom, and just sticking them and putting his nose right in there, not having any fear hitting these guys and driving them backwards and picking them up. And, I'm like, I'll take him on the D-line. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude came out and was a beast. Like, he led our team in sacks, right?
I don't know if sacks. I don't remember the stats, but he was a vicious D tackle.
Yeah,
vicious. He'd take on the double team every time.
Yeah, he would.
If you
I hope he's listening too. But he's one of those old school players that him and Joe Greenwood I'd have in the middle, and I used to love to really get at these guys because they would put out in the field. You know what I mean? Like, I told them I'd buy them each a steak dinner if they get 3 sacks each or some shit like that, and never had to pay it up. But I would take him off the field and be like, "You're old, man. You need some rest." He was like, "Get all pissed at me, coach.
Yeah.
What you taking me off for?" And just to get him riled up, so I knew when he got back in there, he'd be fired up and really want to prove that he can't come off the field.
That's good. Well, my thing with them, they don't know my age. But when I first came,
I didn't know. Jesus.
When I tell them, when I told somebody my age, he ain't believe me. So
yeah, there's no gray in that beard. How's that just for men working out? Apparently, fucking great.
Yeah, well, I think give it a couple of more months with my wife, it would be there. I might have to use that. Might be the spokesman for it. But it's a good thing to be there, to be the oldest one of the oldest ones. But when I first pulled up, everybody looking because only certain people know me because I've been playing Utica for a while. So by looking at me, they looking like, who this guy?
Yeah, you haven't played since what, 2008 in Utica?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
about that. I think the last
was
time I
the
played
Utica
for you.
Yard Dogs.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean, after that, 2009, there was the Rome Rampage, and they only lasted 6 games, and they folded. I was just a D-line coach at that point. And then in 2010, me and Moonen started the Oneida County Titans.
Oh, okay.
Me and him owned that. And then after making the playoffs, we actually made the playoffs that year. 2011, the Yard Dogs came back, so me and Moonen were head coaches again for that with Dave. So that was the last incarnation of the Yard Dogs, and we went 8-2. So
we came back again at the Yard Dogs when you and I coached.
Well, that was the DAWGS.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's not the same team.
Hot lunch.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What up, Esper?
Yeah. But the last time I played, I think football, semi-pro football, I think 2010. And the last game I played with Watertown in the playoffs. We lost that game in the playoffs, the last round of playoffs. That was a good experience going up there to Watertown. I played for Amsterdam. You know how you don't go that far. They snatch people from other teams and stuff.
Weed is legal there, right?
The Watertown Red and Black. Yeah. Well, they got the base up there, so.
Yeah. They snatched me up there, going up there playing for them. I was starting defensive end for them.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was a good experience. It's what it is. But this time, I really want to win something. I want to come home with something. I can't retire without really playing in the big game and all, really bringing something home to Utica. So I feel
that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What league are you guys in?
I think we're in the Empire League. I'm
okay.
not sure.
Cool. You know what? Let me look that up. So let's see what other teams are in the Empire League.
I stay away from the politics. I just come to show up and play.
Well, I mean, you got to see your competition. What are you guys doing? You know, I mean,
well, I see them.
That's the Independent Pro Baseball League. Wrong place.
I see my competition when we show up for the game.
Well, I saw that Syracuse moved to another league. So, who's left in there? Empire. And I'm not going to get it from that. There we go.
I'm not.
Sorry,
how many teams
hate that error.
How many teams are in your league?
Well, I think we got about good 8. I'm not sure. I'm not really into the seeing what's going on. Like they still trying to get everything organized and get everything together because they stepping back into it. You know, only thing I know is what they tell me.
Where are you guys playing out of this year?
I just asked him that earlier. They're still working on it.
They still working on it. So we had to celebrate.
You don't pay attention to me, chicken.
Like I said, we had to celebrate, still practicing and trying to stay focused. We got a lot of players come from different places like Schenectady, Syracuse, and
awesome.
to shock me, them the ones that's always at practice. See, that's the funny thing that I don't understand is that the home people, the people that's home and only 10 minutes or 15 minutes away from practice, it's not showing up, and that's not cool.
If you're in the Empire, so that means your season starts in July. It is only, just beginning of March.
I'm thinking it's Empire. I'm not sure.
Back when I played, I sound like a fucking old man now, and we started in July. We didn't start practice till, March. So, April. You know, it was late March. Late March indoors and then April outdoors. So I mean, I guess you're getting close to. You know, I believe you always waited till daylight savings time to kick it in, which is this weekend. So not too bad, not too far. You guys started practice a few weeks back though. That's what I'm getting.
We hitting and everything.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be fucking ready, man.
No collective bargaining rules? Like
I know, right? only 10 petted practices a year. What the fuck is that, NFL?
We probably get 2 practices a week, and we hitting and organize. It's more organized now, and everybody's coming because of the front office. And, you know, and the way you look at the page, like before we didn't have pages. We just showed up from a flyer. Now how they got it together is like it makes you want to come out and play and be prepared to play for these type of people, you know. So that's my attitude. Like when they presented it to me and we were sitting down talking, it was like I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
You know,
no, that's the thing. You're older, so yeah, you know, it's like you want to see the organization at that point.
Yeah.
You're not young. You're not playing by the seat of your pants. You're established.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that. They're playing right up your alley.
Yeah.
As long as you're comfy.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But point is, like, these guys got to get to practice. One of the most frustrating things in the world is when you're there to, and guys are there to practice, and you know you get the same 13 guys showing up to practice every week, and then other guys are just coming at whenever they feel like it, and people are leaving halfway through practice, and you're like, well, where's our quarterback? He's gone, or we only have 5 people on defense and no linemen or whatever. And you're like, we can't do this. People are playing out of position to practice, and you can't run the proper drills. And they don't understand. They like, oh, it's just a hobby. But it is. I get it. But there's also, you're hindering other people. Football is 100% a team sport.
I've seen both sides of I've seen 50 guys at practice every day, Tuesday and Thursdays. And I've seen 13 guys. I've seen both. 13 guys at practice Tuesday and Thursday. So, it's just the mindset of the players. That's it. I mean, so I really hope you guys got that. I want to see a winning product. I can't fucking wait. Football back in this area. I mean, I raise my hands in fucking joy.
I'd rather go to war every weekend with 20 people that's showing up and preparing for it than the whole 45 to 50 that only show up when it's time to go.
Because we'll be out at a game, like an away game mostly, and And you're like, where's our players? You know, do we have a quarterback? Do we have a kick returner? Do we have a running back? You know, they got like 2 running backs on the roster.
That's why I wish you were part of the 2011 team. You could see the positive part of it.
Well,
I mean, you were on the 2013-14 team.
13-14, something like that.
Right. You know, so you only see the small practices.
Yeah, you get up there and you don't know. Right. You know, we're going through a list of like who we could put where, and we're like, man, this guy's not here. Is this guy here yet? Or is this person here? And then like, who the fuck are you? You know, you'd be like, I haven't seen you all year. Who are you? Where did you come from? You're on our team? Like, and that would happen all the time.
And that's not cool.
No, because they don't know what they're doing. They're like, well, I'm a kick returner, and then I'm a quarterback. And you're like, I haven't seen you all year long.
You adjust on the fly. I've always said most guys have a plan A and a plan B. You got to have a plan D.
You got to have some type of plan.
Yeah.
If you don't plan, you're going to fail. But the way I look at it now, the defensive coordinators, you got Moreau, you got Ponda, they over there. They doing what they supposed to do. But the funny
you got fucking knowledge up the ass.
Yeah,
right
but
there.
the funny thing about it, people showing up, but the linemen not showing up. So it's like it's
weird.
I never saw that.
No, usually the linemen were the ones that were always there.
The linemen's always there. And they're the ones that got to fill other spots. But now it's like you got 3 linemen there, and it just to me it's like.
Where you practicing at?
Accelerate.
You know, you got to bring it back to the 40 and 8. Remember? Then you'll have all your linemen there. We used to go there and they used to have like $3 pitchers. $3.50. So you go in there and like after practice we just sit there with pitchers of beer and all your old linemen will be there.
I know you're talking about when we used to be over there by like it's like a club.
Yeah, the vet club.
Yeah. So we'd go on the silent practice, but the club stood out over there.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Right. Everybody showed up for practice back then because you got cheap ass beer. Yeah. So like everyone would like come to practice and you tie one on. But it ensured that people showed up, and it was the right thing to do because people are kind of.
It was great. It hurt so bad the next year when practices weren't there and we had to go all the way out to Rome to practice. Oh. It was like, what the fuck?
I used to hate that ride.
Where the fuck we gonna get a beer?
Yeah,
you know,
there was nothing around there.
No, not a fucking thing.
I don't think nobody saw us practice.
It fucking sucked. The ground was hard. Oh my god, Granado dislocated his elbow.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's like it got as soon as we went live, it was getting dark.
Yeah.
It was the days, man.
Well, I'm gonna play a little.
Now you can watch the D-Line on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
New drop.
Yeah.
All right. I forgot I did that.
Yeah, I did too. I haven't played in a while. We were always doing your other gay ones.
Right.
Well, nowadays that's what they like.
That's what Sil likes.
So speaking of that, so the weird ass questions they were asking at the NFL Combine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For the Wonderlic or whatever it is.
Well, no, just teams interviewing players, and there's a big problem now with some of the questions they were asking. I believe we have one on tap here. Do we?
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Pretty much. Right?
Oh my God. I'm trying to get dressed. Who wants to see him? You know?
I don't think it fucking matters how a guy fucking what he does, but apparently teams are still concerned about that. If he wants to blast a guy, either way, does it matter?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like.
I mean, on the field. On the field.
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't want him blasting them. Why?
On the field.
While we getting ready for the game.
Right.
That's what
I'm just talking football here, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
But at the same time, you've been playing football for a long time.
I guess if you fist fuck me, we'll be even.
Oh.
I'm talking football.
Well, what kind of questions are they asking? Do you know?
Well, no, they were asking, do you prefer men? Do you? Oh shit!
Were they really asking that?
Yeah.
Are they even allowed to ask that?
No, they're not. I mean,
what's it matter at this point in the day?
Right.
I could care less if a guy likes another dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, we get all dressed in the same locker room. I don't really care. If you're gonna look at me naked and get off, you got bigger problems. Because I'm not a very attractive person. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna sit there in the shower and think about you thinking about me.
Yeah, but if you don't know, what does it matter?
I don't care if you're looking. I'm not paying you no attention, but I don't want to think about you thinking
You know
about
what
me.
kills me is you never cared whether I pulled up my fucking lawn chair when I was watching you in the shower, but you got a problem. No, I'm kidding.
Now everything's starting to
cracking open a beer.
Yeah, now everything's coming out.
Silbert's coming out.
Yeah. I always wondered why we was the last two to leave all the time.
I was always afraid to go in the shower with you. I didn't want to trip over anything. Tout beaucoup, tout beaucoup.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. But
always look up.
Yeah. That's right. You fucking look a guy in the eye when you're talking to him in the shower.
Unless you're behind him, sudsing him up.
Yeah, but it's not always good to look in his eyes too. Like, why are you looking at me like that?
And rubbing and washing your crotch.
That was a good tackle, man.
Kind of give you that look when Z farts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Should we touch on some NFL stuff?
That's what I'm trying. Anyways.
Gay robot in the house.
So, the NFL Combine happened last weekend. I didn't watch a bit of it. I should have. I don't know any times. I'm just going by what the headlines. And, Griffin.
Peter?
The one-armed linebacker ran a 4.38. That is pretty awesome. I don't know if it's fair or not because he had less weight to carry while he ran the 40.
I don't know, man. I feel like you got to hand it to him. He did a really good job. I think, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw that, when he caught the ball with the one hand, I said, "We won that. We won that." I never saw that before. I wouldn't expect that, but he did a good job, man.
Yeah,
he did
and he pushed out 20 reps on the 225 bench press,
which is not a joke, man.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
you got to give him a hand for what he did.
Right? Yeah. You're reusing the same joke.
But do you think this kid makes it? Do you think a team takes a chance putting this guy on their team?
According to Richard Sherman, he should go in the first 3 rounds. But I don't know enough about him.
What position is he? He's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker, but he could play safety. So it's that whole. Brian Urlacher played safety in college. Could be a linebacker. He's at 220, so he's right at the tweener weight.
Could be like when that what's his name, Cornell Lake. Remember he played safety, then he lined up at linebacker, and you even got the Honey Badger does that sometimes.
I honestly, you know what? When you're that fast, that means you can react quickly. I could see him easily going, first 3 rounds.
I think he'll be a good pickup because you won't see no hand tackling.
You won't get caught for holding.
So nowadays there's a lot of hand tackling. So you'll see some hitting.
Put him on the same team with JPP, but put him on opposite sides.
Yes.
If they're gonna let him,
oh my God!
I think he only got a thumb left, right?
Yeah, he's got like a thumb and a middle finger or some shit like that.
No, he's missing his thumbs. You don't see the Facebook post? JPP likes this post.
Nah.
But you know what? Honestly, like JPP, if he can do it and he can get out there and play at a high level,
he's got the hand up to here, so he can still rap. There's not
he can rap.
Whoa. But yeah.
I mean, they're talking about him being on special teams, which definitely he can make it on special teams. You know what I mean? Because you come down full speed hitting. You're not much with catching or anything like that. People might think he might be a liability, if he's out there as a safety or as a linebacker in coverage.
Not really. I don't see that.
I've seen one-legged linebackers in high school.
Oh.
So we're not talking about high school.
That's why I'm like
NFL.
I don't have a problem. I fucking if he comes out and performed at the combine like that, got the fucking #1 speed for linebackers, you know what? He deserves a shot.
And he's got heart.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
This is somebody that's got a chip on their shoulder.
Makes our point from earlier.
Yeah.
You put somebody with a chip on their shoulder like that, who's going to try hard, who's got something to prove. And I'll bring up one dude, small dude. I can't think of his name. Stephen
Meggett.
No, Stephen. The fucking tight or wide receiver from Carolina. Steve Smith. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, short, wide receiver. And he everyone, that was the knock on him. He was too short to play wide receiver. And the guy was a beast. And he came out there with a chip on his shoulder, always looking for a fight.
And he's going to make the fucking Hall of Fame one.
Yes, absolutely. He should. Absolutely.
I hate his attitude, but you know what?
Do you really?
He's just, no. Cocky is a motherfucker.
He's not cocky. He's angry. He's fired up. He's got something to prove.
He had that chip,
Yes.
But after 13 years of fucking,
which I love about him, that he kept that fire.
Yeah, I can't argue with it. I can't argue with it.
The stuff that he went through. When people saying you can't do this and do this, so when he achieved a lot, it just made his ego get bigger, and he just want to express how he feel about all the people that hated on him.
See, me that way. Oh my God, can I speak English today? When people are against me and I prove them wrong, I just say, fuck you to myself.
But that's you.
Some people can't.
Right.
Some people gotta let it out.
Right. Then I understand it.
Yeah.
Like people are bitching about Ramsey, the way he talks shit and stuff like that, and we've seen it with Richard Sherman. And Richard Sherman, talked a lot of trash, but he would back it up, and that's how some people fire themselves up, and that's how they, that's how they get in their competition's head. I mean, we know, Odell Beckham. Once you get in his head, you got him. I mean, he'll still burn you.
He denies it.
He'll still burn you, but you see it. It's evident. It's like
shit. You're a Giants fan,
but
I ain't gonna lie. When they get in his head, I be like, oh man, I'm turning to the Buffalo.
Well, Norman gets in his head, right? So Norman shows. And once you get in his head, same thing with Crabtree. You can get in his head and he's down. But I mean, Odell will. He'll still burn you from here to here, but he's not in his game. He's not playing an Odell game. You know what I mean? You're in his head. And we see that with Ramsey. He's doing that. He did that to Green.
Yeah.
AJ Green. And then he got in that huge fight with him. And he's like, yo, he's a bitch. But who's calling AJ Green a bitch in the NFL?
Yeah,
he is.
Right. But at the same time, that's how you play this game. When you get in somebody's head, it takes them out.
You take whatever advantage you can get.
Yeah, because they trying to. You're taking them out of their focus and their comfortability, and they trying to do something that they ain't even used to doing.
If you're a professional and you're in your frame of mind, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're saying to me. I don't give a shit. I got my job to do. But the second I let you in, you won. I'm defeated, and that's it. And that's Odell Beckham. Yeah,
that's right. Because when I'm on the field, I ain't gonna lie, I play in the moment. I could be on the field. And if I would listen to some music before I got to the game, I might start singing on the field.
Yeah.
It's just me. I just love the game. You can't take me out of my moment. And only I can.
So
that's it.
I played scared shitless. So I was always, I got to defend I've got to defend myself. So I always heard stories about what guys said after the game because I was so in my own head that I never even paid attention to what the fuck was going on. Maybe one time I heard a guy say, you know what, you're playing sad. And he was on the D-line. He goes, you know what's sad? Your SATs. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard.
SATs?
Like, what the fuck?
Looking for the man to cut your hair.
Granado laughed.
Oh, man.
But, speaking of Richard Sherman.
Yes.
He's going to be let go in a few days.
It is true.
Yeah.
I kind of seen that one coming. Seen that one coming.
Well, he's working on a couple of leg injuries, and he just recently had another Achilles surgery. So he's got a long way back up.
I think he will. I think he'll come back. This isn't the last you've seen Richard Sherman, especially if he lands in a team which a lot of people were speculating, the Patriots, which would be a great team for him to go to. I hate to say it, but
they just lost Malcolm Butler, so.
Did they officially lose him yet?
Not officially yet, I don't believe.
So he's still on there, right? But then, they just released Martellus Bennett. Yay! Yeah. I hate that dude.
We can
talk about a scumbag. If anybody signs this dude, it's just strictly out of need, I think, because every place he's gone to, he just talked trash. He talked trash about Cutler, and Cutler's the one that put him in the Pro Bowl. He talk trash about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
But that's what people do.
So he's going to be a free agent.
That's what people do, just to get the spotlight on them.
Well, some people.
Some people can't get the spotlight from talent all the time.
And that's it. Like he had all the ability to be one of the top tight ends. You know what I mean? He had that. He had the speed. He had the hands. But then, like, he dropped the big passes. You know, he wasn't that, like, you know, you got Gronk on your team, or what's his name?
Witten.
Yeah, Witten. Or
Wilson.
Jimmy Graham.
Those
guys, you know, that's a black hole. You throw it in their direction. I get, you're right. Witten has definitely been that over the years. That you know, you throw it to them, they're catching it, no matter if they got two guys on.
I love Graham.
Yeah, Graham is a beast.
I love him.
And these guys, you know, Gates and all these guys, those are guys that you know 90% of the time they're going to catch that ball.
Yes, they are.
And with Bennett, he didn't do it. Like, he made a lot of drops. He missed a lot of plays.
Like Odell.
Big Rick says hi.
Tell Big Rick
He was supposed to be in tonight, but he had an appointment with his son. So we all know that takes.
That's more important.
Exactly.
That's why.
Hopefully we'll get Big Rick in here one of these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm glad Bennett's gone, and his brother just got traded.
Yeah,
from Seattle to the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles getting worse as the day goes by. It's awesome.
Eagles, you really think so?
No, he had 8.5 sacks last year.
Yeah, I was going to say you put him
like
with
70 tackles,
Fletcher Cox
or 45
over there.
tackles, whatever.
I like the Eagles. They're
a tough team.
Super Bowl champs.
What's the quarterback situation like?
Well,
this guy win the Super Bowl. Then who do you think he's going to win?
I think he's going to stay there because Wentz isn't going to be. We've discussed this several times, but Wentz isn't going to be back week 1. He's gonna, it's gonna be a few weeks because of his injury. So I say they keep Foles.
Why, if you was in Foles' position, would you stay?
Well, he has to stay. He's under contract for another year.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but I think they might be working on a trade or something because
it's possible.
I think they should get why he's worth something. You better take advantage of it.
He's got a lot of worth.
And I think that the best place for him, and I don't think Cleveland should go get a quarterback in this draft. I think that they quarterback from last year just need leadership and more coaching and sitting back and getting himself together because I saw some good in him last year. So I feel like if he sit back and let him come over there and do a little something for a little while and step back up, I think they got a better chance because they got other pieces they got to put together.
I think the Browns are going to do way better than they did last year. And now, I'm not saying 2 wins is way better. I'm saying like 6.
Yeah, but it's double.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
But, like with the Browns, they got to
I think they got a curse over there.
You think so?
Yeah, something's going on over there. They just be getting all these good picks. And
the Bernie Kosar curse?
I don't
The Bernie Kosar curse.
I don't want to say that type of curse. But something's going on in Cleveland, and they know it's not the coach because, you see, they kept him.
And they kept they went, how many different coaches have they gone through, too?
See, I say it's the coach.
You say it's the coach?
I do.
I disagree because how many coaches have they gone through? They've gone through a ton of coaches.
I know. Yeah,
and every other year, they seems like they're going to a different coach. And maybe it's a head office.
I think they gave up way too early on Eric Mangini.
Oh, Jesus. Butch Davis.
I think they should go get a high school coach.
I think they need...
He would fire those fucking guys up. I agree with you.
I think that's a great spot for Del Rio. I really do.
It would be.
Del Rio.
It would be a
hard-nosed
great spot
coach.
for Del Rio.
Bring back that defense. I mean, they got a good
passion,
and they got a good core on their defense. They do. Their defense was, I think, one of the top defenses for run defense.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's where it all starts. And then you turn a team into one-dimensional. They got a lot of pieces in play. They just they need the quarterback situation. I don't think Kaiser was the quarterback that they should have started last year. They should have. They went with a veteran. And maybe they should get in, talk to Casey or, one of these veteran quarterbacks.
Let's see how the whole Kirk Cousin things
Nick
work
Foles
out over the
type thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, if you're the Eagles,
over there.
Now if you're the Eagles and the Browns are like, yeah, we'll give her our number 4 pick for
Foles, but then again, the Eagles would have to bring in a veteran.
They still got
quarterback.
They got
who they got?
Is Chase Daniel still there?
That sounds familiar. Yeah, I think
he was there when they brought in Carson Wentz last year. If he's still there, then he's played in that system for a long time.
That name sounds wicked familiar.
And
no, he is the backup in fucking Atlanta.
Is he now? He was. They brought him over last year when Peterson came over because he played with them. He was backing up in Kansas City for a while. So he knows that system. So I would go get a guy like that or a Josh McCown type that you could keep on the bench.
New Orleans. I knew it. I'm like, I just fucking read an article. Yeah, New Orleans.
Just somebody like that. I mean, you could get a backup much cheaper.
He doesn't have his numbers aren't that great because he hasn't had that much playing time. In fact, that's why I remember reading it, because he's a free agent, and I'm hoping the Bears look at him.
Chase?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the whole Nagy.
Yeah. And now the whole Nagy thing, and if the Bears go out and draft a QB, then again, I'd be happy with Sanchez.
Yeah, I'd be happy if Sanchez is back.
Why would y'all even go draft a quarterback? I don't understand.
No, I think Mitch Trubisky.
I don't think that. I think he's the future.
I'm
just.
too.
Oh, he is the future. You need backups and
yeah, but I like veteran backup.
Not this draft.
Right, you're right.
Not this draft.
You don't waste
this draft. I'm hoping O-line, wide receiver.
Yes,
linebacker.
Linebacker.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Honestly, I'd rather not even draft O-line. Like either pick that up in free agency or later in the draft, or
I think around the fourth round. Y'all line is not that weak.
It's not that bad.
Yeah,
just banged up.
Yeah,
it was banged up.
But it's a lot of veterans that's going to be out there, so I think that spend a little bit of money.
Oh, we got plenty of money.
Yeah.
Plenty of money.
Okay.
Oh, you just.
I hit the bell.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah, and then what other move too? There was another big move that just recently happened.
Ogletree to the Giants.
To the Giants,
solidifying that defense. Getting regardless of how old he is, I think he's a solid fucking player. It's definitely a good move. And with Norwell practically there,
they got
as
Vernon
well.
Olivier over there too.
Yeah.
Which he's a beast. So that solidifies that.
Giants are getting better.
They can't get any worse.
Well, they're solidifying that old line by bringing Norwell over. They just let go of their center, so I see good things for the Giants.
My thing about the Giants is that we always had a good D. It's just that
they do.
It's just that. Okay, you got me on that one. Yeah,
defense.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I saw that look. But we always had a good D. It's just that last year we was on the field too much.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the year before that, the reason why we went that far and won them games because of the defense. They kept us in a lot of games, and at the last minute, we got a lot of turnovers that really guaranteed us the win.
O-line was really shitty last year.
Yeah.
No time for Manning at all. So
I don't think Manning smiled at all last year.
Smelt?
No,
smiled.
Oh, smiled. Oh, he looked like he smelled. He stunk pretty bad.
Hot lunch.
Well, I don't know, man. I just hope that it's better than last year.
They're doing the right things. I think they got a great coaching staff in there. Giants are going to turn it around. I'm hoping to make that NFC East exciting again.
Well, now they got the new coach. I think a lot of their problems was, the team quit on the coach. And, I mean, we had, guys under, what's his name there, Cromartie, guys who were, locker room guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And all of a sudden, you're having issues with these, Eli Apple. You're having all these issues with the defensive players.
That's on the coaching staff right there. If they're having a problem with him, so they got the coaching staff
and these guys aren't guys with a history of having problems, in the locker room, And for them to have multiple issues with these guys, all of a sudden, it's something to do with the coaching. And then he goes and benches your starting quarterback for a guy that Geno Smith.
Yeah, you lose respect for a lot of coaches. Because I played for a lot of coaches, and you lose a lot of respect. And some coaches that you just, no matter what they do, you still respect them, and you just follow their leadership. Because if you go 0 such and such, whatever, I'll still come that next day and ready to play for them again. It's just something about certain people that you play for. And some people he just looked at weak. I just felt like the hairstyles, and it was more of a show for him.
The stash and the slick hair.
Yeah. He didn't.
Drive around a white van with candy.
Cromartie's coming back. So
is he really?
He's just.
I think he's gonna be a safety, right?
No, that's the thing. He may not be.
Because even Jackrabbit Jenkins gotten some beef last year.
Yeah. He should though, because he's older. He's slowed down a little bit. I mean, he's a solid tackler.
I think it'd be better for him.
But from what I'm seeing, he might not be. So, but he'll still be back with the team. So
sometimes you got to sacrifice to get that win.
I agree with you. Do it. You're on the field still.
Does Brandon Marshall come back for the Giants?
Did he sign a 1-year deal or?
I thought 1 or 2.
I think he signed. Did he sign a 2?
I couldn't remember if he signed a 1 or 2 year.
I think it's a 2-year. I'm not sure. But my thing is that your season was over real quick, and you get a chance to prove nothing. So I think that he should give it one more shot because I like him. It's just that he got to learn how to catch the passes when we really need it.
Well, you
he signed a 2-year deal. Okay. So he's there next year.
The thing is, like, he's always been a beast. And like last year was such a weird situation. Like he wasn't catching these passes that normally nothing for him.
But he always had them problems with big catches, though.
See, I don't know. Watch him
with the Bears. He was fucking solid 98% of the time.
But he dropped some big passes
and
in
he
Chicago
had,
too.
His first year with the Jets was great too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm like.
The one that comes in mind is where he reaches up one hand and triple coverage and just rips it down, and you're like, man, that guy's a beast.
I fucking hated letting him go. I mean, he was a little bit of a locker room problem. But. I was willing to overlook that because he performed on the field.
And to his defense, we had a lot of locker room problems at that time because you had Ratliff going bonkers. You had the Trestman era bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the shit that they did to Urlacher, so it made a lot of sour taste in people's mouths. So
I love doing that.
Then you had Cutler. Then you had the whole Cutler debacle. So.
Leaving a sour taste in people's mouth.
That's why I thought you liked the sour taste.
No.
Yeah, he does.
What the
gross.
I said, okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, my God, you fucking assholes.
But he gave Fitzpatrick his best season of his career, right?
Well, Cutler gave.
No, he's talking about.
The Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was only 2 years ago.
Right.
2 years ago, and he was a beast. And he had also had Decker on the other side.
Yeah.
And in his last year in the Jets, Decker was hurt. Then Fitzpatrick was throwing interceptions left and right.
Yeah, I think Decker went to the Titans, right?
Yeah.
And Patrick went to Tampa Bay.
Did he? Yes, he did.
Yeah,
actually. And then I like Fitzpatrick. But for some reason, he'll have one good year, blow it up, and then the next year he turns back to garbage.
That's what happens to Ivy League players.
It's like Josh McCown. He does that too.
Oh, he's always solid.
Nah, he's had some of the Tampa years. Actually, you know what? I forgot to do this in the beginning of the show. I'm going to do it right now. We're going to live read here from Priceless Inspection. Good quality home inspection is priceless. Call Josh Amodio at 315-525-8725 for your next home inspections. In-depth detail reports, thorough inspections, and pays attention to detail. Josh has been in the construction business his whole life and knows his importance of a quality home inspection. Call Josh before your next home inspection. Call Josh before you put your home up on the market, looking to buy a home, or if you just want to update your home. Josh can do it all for you. Call him today, 315-525-8725. That's Priceless Inspection. So, that's that.
That's always good.
Thanks, Josh. Now, Josh is a good dude. I'd like to get him on here as well. But, we got with the Giants, I don't know, man. I think they have a chance to go from zero to hero.
They do.
They really, really do.
That's why you play the game every weekend.
I thought last year they were my pick to go to the Super Bowl. And my dark horse team, you know who my dark horse team was? Everyone thought I was crazy. The Eagles. I picked them beginning of the year because I liked the way they set up the team. I liked the way they had I like the way they constructed it. I like the LeGarrette Blount with,
Yeah. When they got him, I thought that it was going to be something. And the way the quarterback was playing the year before, I said that he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. And he did. He had a beautiful season. When he got hurt,
but then
I'm not going to lie. When he got hurt, I said, that's messed up.
You're talking about Carson?
Yeah.
That was a devastating injury for them. But then nobody's seen Foles coming out and kicking ass like that.
But he did a thing there. He did his thing there.
Yeah.
The last time he was there, before I think they traded him to the Rams, right?
Yeah. No, 27 touchdowns
to 2 interceptions.
Yeah, right.
When they let him go that time, I was like, they bugging. Like, why would they do that? But he went to the Rams and didn't have. It's always coaching. I tell everybody, I don't care who you are and what type of talent you have. When you go under certain coaching and certain systems, sometimes it takes the best out of you.
And I think that's where the Giants fell, is the coaching.
Yep.
They had the team there on paper. I mean, that team was a
Shermer's
and the year before they were they caught wind towards the end of the year, and they were beating teams pretty solid.
That defense.
And you had that Hail Mary by Aaron Rodgers knocking them out of the playoffs. And all the Giants fans are like, oh my God, that's bullshit. I'm like, dude, it's Aaron Rodgers. I see it all the time. We're used to that shit. But
it's like Tom Brady. Fucking
yeah. But
I was happy Tom Brady got sent home.
When they started putting people around Wentz, they started bringing Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, and those guys. It really helped out. And I see them. They did the same thing for Goff. Over there in was it
in
LA
the Rams.
now?
In the Rams.
No, they're
I almost said St. Louis.
It almost seems like they're dismantling the Rams now.
Well,
They've let go of a few players.
Right?
They did let go of a few players, but they also brought in Marcus Peters.
Right.
I forgot who else.
Yeah, they just that's the thing. They let go of one of their good D linemen and Ogletree now. So it's like they're kind of but they brought in Peters. So it's like at the same time they're helping their defense.
Somebody else soon. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but they're losing some and then they're adding some. I think it's salary cap.
They're counting calories.
Yeah, they're counting calories. Salary cap.
Right. Well, so guess where they're going in the draft? They're probably going youth oriented because Ogletree is up there.
Right.
So,
but and they probably figure where they're going to be drafting out of. They'll probably be looking at more linebacker, type things. I mean, they got their running back, they got their quarterback.
Yeah.
They could probably use a better wide receiver, more dominant wide receiver, which Watkins is going to be to be let go.
Right.
Which Watkins to me is like a third option type of person.
He was theirs, but he from what what we saw this past year is he stretched the defense a lot. He drew those double teams to open up the other wide receivers. His numbers weren't that great, only 800 and some odd yards.
That's what he's known for.
Right. Well, he did his job.
Yeah.
You know what? And you almost got to keep him.
And you can't complain about that.
I don't know.
If he's going to take one for the team every week,
I think that they should keep him because when they bring somebody else in, it opens doors and other windows for other people.
Well, Sammy Watkins is a free agent. Want the Bears to sign him?
No.
I would.
I wouldn't. Eddie Royal. He's Eddie Royal.
Okay, but
he is Eddie Royal. How many games did Eddie Royal play for the Bears?
No, he was injured. But
for 3 years straight.
For
3 years straight. Right. And so is Sammy Watkins.
Sammy Watkins does he have a history of being
Yes.
injured?
He's hurt every fucking year.
The last time he was with Buffalo, he got hurt, yeah.
And he's never produced the way he's supposed to.
And it cost him.
This guy is billed as like a dominant wide receiver, and he's never lived up to that.
All right.
To me, and like Eddie Roy at least had flashes in the pan. I haven't seen that from Sammy Watkins. I haven't seen Sammy Watkins dominate a game. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you gotta understand, like back in the days, you didn't have too many Deion Sanders and stuff like that. Nowadays, you have two corners.
Yeah, but
that's good. So you want a decoy. You want that guy to be the decoy to spread the defense because you get under because you got a lot of nowadays is a lot of passing.
I feel like you can get that in the draft. I feel like there's a lot of younger upcoming guys. I mean,
this draft is weak in wide receiver.
And I don't disagree
this
that
draft is.
He has a use. I would just make him third or fourth string. You know what I'm saying? Like get your two solid guys up there that you can count on. Let him go stretch the defense.
Third or fourth string, he's got to be a special teams player.
Yeah, he's got to be a slot.
Yeah,
playing a slot because you could go to the draft and spend money on somebody that's a bust.
So, true. Which I think I don't necessarily call him a bust, but he's a bust in the sense that he never lived up to the way he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys out there like
the Rams aren't going to get him cheap. It's the veteran minimum. Is he going to play?
I would
for that?
I would take Crabtree over him.
There's a good chance he's not going to be back with the Rams next year, but.
I'd pick Crabtree over him because Crabtree at least showed me something here and there.
From what I think he played 15 games. I'm talking out my ass until I look it up.
But Crabtree didn't show up in a lot of big games with where he was in
Oakland and San Fran.
Yeah, but in San Fran, when he first started off, he would start off weak.
Yes.
Then he started turning it up. Then he went to Oakland, and the last couple of games they did not step up.
But like last year in Oakland, he stood up. When
Yeah.
Amari Cooper got hurt,
Yeah,
he was the
yeah.
man. But he played in big games.
Yeah.
Whereas Sammy Watkins and never played in no
played.
big game.
You're right.
Yeah, so
You're
he
right.
played 15 games
Right.
this year. So that's a
What about
solid
last
year.
year?
I'm just saying this year. You know, a contract year.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't waste my money on him. Like to me, he just never really showed me anything.
Okay.
You know, and then we heard Des Bryant might be getting released, and people are
Dude.
like, "Oh, should the Bears take him?" No,
I was
no.
going to say, did you finally see the article where it says the Bears should take NFL execs?
Only because he's going to be released or whatever.
You don't want to take a pay cut?
What's that? Nah, he's not even the best wide receiver on his team.
He is way on the decline.
I think that last year he didn't exist.
No, he didn't. Yeah,
he
you're
was
right.
like to me, like he was more hoopla than production.
He was poopla.
Yeah, and he's just a big mouth. You know what I mean? You can get a lot of guys with better production without all the turmoil.
They don't have all-star wide receivers over there. They have just NFL stars.
On Dallas?
As far as wide receivers.
Witten would be the biggest.
And how long's he got?
Yeah,
I mean, the guy's been
but
playing.
I am
32
fucking
years.
surprised he's still playing.
But he's a tight end.
Yeah.
And he's almost out the door.
Yeah.
But you really look at their wide receiver.
Beasley.
Depth,
That's it.
It's like
guy's
they just-
5'11".
They just NFL players. There's nobody that stand out to help the quarterback do what he like to do.
And you're right. And you're absolutely right. And a lot of people argue, like, especially Dallas fans, because nobody else really cares about Des Bryant. But
I don't even care. I don't even know why I'm even talking about that. Because I just talk good about him, right?
Nah, not really. You said he was non-existent.
Yeah,
Remember that high road we were talking about?
I can't stand Dallas.
Neither can I.
They are my most fucking loathed team of all time. Right up there with San Francisco.
And ESPN still jerks them off
Green Bay.
all the time. And it's like, dude, they haven't done shit. And that's one thing, like Stephen A. Smith, I want to punch him in the face sometimes. But like,
he's spot on.
But when he talks about the Cowboys and like, he goes, why are we talking about the Cowboys? They haven't done shit in 20-something years.
They haven't been he used the word, they haven't been relevant in 20 years. And he's fucking completely right.
And like they talk about haters and like Bayless, Skip Bayless was like, oh, you're just being a hater. Hater for what? I'm a hater for New England, and I'm a hater for Green Bay because they're good and they win.
Right.
And they kick our ass all the time. Fucking Dallas? Dallas hasn't done dick in fucking
number
since
one
1996.
ranked fucking team last year and lost in the first round.
And they living off of the name.
Yes. Right.
The America's team. I don't understand. Like, they still living off the past, and that's why I think they really need to get rid of their coach.
And when they talk about Dallas, and the Cowboy fans are just so blinded about everything else. But then, like, when you talk about Des Bryant, they're like, "Whoa, he's getting double teamed, then it frees up Beasley and this and that." I get that, but Julio Jones still makes those catches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't tell me teams aren't double teaming Julio Jones
and AB and you know Odell Beckham.
He doesn't know our inside jokes.
And you know, all these wide receivers are getting double, triple team, and they're still coming up with the ball.
Right.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And that's the difference between being an elite wide receiver and just a big body who's halfway decent. Right. You know,
I think his ego need to come down a little bit, and that'll make him play much better because at the same time, he's still playing off the Des Bryant from 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so that's what a lot of people that's in this league
He's still got that attitude.
Yeah.
But he's not putting that attitude on the field.
He's not putting that work in.
Yeah. Wait, did you guys just hear that? I just heard Esper screaming.
What?
He's speaking facts.
You know? Right.
And it's the truth is the truth. And it's like...
Right now, if Esper's screaming, he's going, "You motherfucking guys are right."
Yeah, I know. And they got a younger team, so why not get younger wide receivers?
Yeah.
And Des Bryant right now, who's going to pick him up? I mean, somebody will. Basically, just on his name alone. But
I'm fucking so hoping it's not the Bears.
According to no, I don't think the Bears would do that. I really, really don't. He doesn't fit what they're trying to do, and he doesn't fit that culture.
Would he? Let's see, if he'll play for a 1-year contract, the Bears will sign him.
He won't do that. Well, unless nobody else picks him up.
Right.
But speaking of the Bears, you see Kyle Fuller got put the transition tag on him?
Yeah, transition tag. Not been done in a while in Chicago.
What I think is what's going on is...
Well, it's a good move. Let's see what he's worth. Transition tag is basically...
Yeah.
It allows the free agent to go out and see what he's worth to other teams.
Yeah.
And if the Bears don't match the offer, then they get draft picks, you know.
I'm thinking about getting that tag.
And
the
it's
transition
only
tag?
Yeah.
See what you're worth?
Yeah, see what I'm worth.
But like they're probably negotiating.
Watertown is offering I heard like a couple of pizzas
and a 6-pack.
I might give him a call after this.
Fucking hungry. No, those go to the Yard Dogs, not to you.
What about Dez over in San Fran?
That
could be a big
could
pickup
make sense. Yeah,
because
especially for a 1 year, 1 or 2 year deal, nothing long term.
Jimmy G needs some help over there. He's got no real wide receivers. I mean, is Garceau still over there? Yeah, isn't he?
Wait a minute.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm thinking of fucking. I'm fucking thinking of somebody else, and I'm like,
tell you the truth, I see him in Houston.
Dude.
I'm thinking.
No,
Garcia.
really? With those wide receivers? I mean, you got Fuller and you got D'Angelo, or what the hell's his name?
He's not. It's a person like that. I'd rather stay home than go to another city or another state.
Nah, I see him wanting to go to someplace like California. He seems like
Who you gonna play with?
Jimmy G. I mean, now you got a quarterback who wants to throw the ball. You know what I mean? And then you got they got no real running game. Well, no, they just picked up. They let go Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde is leaving, and I think he's going to Indy, which would be a good place for Indy.
Robinson, Murphy, Kittle, Selleck, Paulson, Goodwin, Bourne, Taylor, Bolden Jr. No Garceau.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they must have. He was like the only weapon they had. So Dez Bryant makes a perfect spot for him.
Yep.
Yes,
and they got the cap space.
They do. It gives them a nice big target for Garoppolo to hit and frees up some of those other guys.
Probably is a good spot.
He
for
don't
him too.
deserve no money.
I can't argue with you a bit,
and he might get it on the cheap then.
But the NFL salary cap just got bumped up from 160 something to 177 million a couple of days ago. So there, it seems like that's the way of the world right now, overpaying for mediocre players. Ask Mike Glennon. Ask Kirk Cousins, who's never won a fucking damn thing, but he's a decent quarterback. But he's going to get overpaid.
Oh, we just paid Garoppolo how many millions? He's out
on 6 games, right? Yeah,
7, but yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I like him.
But we haven't. There's no tape on him yet. Now there's gonna be tape on him.
Yeah, I like him.
And
when New England let him go, that was the stupidest thing they ever did in their life. I agree. You had 2 good quarterbacks, and you let both of them go.
And one of them's aging. One of them's like 40 years old. I mean, that's like keeping Brett Favre and getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. In hindsight, we're all like, how can you let Brett Favre go? But look at him. I mean, you let Aaron Rodgers take the reins.
Yeah.
And same thing in San Fran when they let Joe Montana go to Kansas City. And then you got
Joe Montana.
And then you got Steve Young coming up. But Sean Gaffney said the Bears would be a good landing spot for Allen Robinson. I don't disagree with that. And he said Dez seems like a Miami guy. Interesting.
Yeah.
I could see that too, especially if Landry leaves. And did you see this bullshit?
If Landry leaves, but it would make Tannehill such a better. Never mind. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
You mean Blake Bortles?
Yeah.
Which is not bad. He's not great. You know what I'm saying? Like he's serviceable. I don't think you're going to win a Super Bowl with Tannehill, but you might make the playoffs. But did you see this bullshit where they're saying that they're thinking about trading Landry for Jordan Howard?
Yeah, no, that's not going to. Bears said that
Jordan
Howard's not going anywhere.
Jordan Howard is a beast.
Why would they do that?
I don't even know who put this together.
It was made up. It was somebody spitballing. It was. It turned out to be some cafeteria workers talking, who came up with that, and then the guy listening to that conversation reported it. It's cafeteria workers talking. Yes,
like. That makes no sense. You build a team around a guy like Jordan Howard.
It was the biggest piece of bullshit. I can't believe we're talking about it because
I seen that and I'm like, are you? If that was the case, I would be so freaking pissed.
It's hard to find a solid player like that nowadays.
Yeah, and to let him to that workhorse, that fucking 30 runs a game workhorse. Not that the Bears have that offense because they got Tariq Cohen, but he could do it. To let him go for an okay wide receiver who's a problem on another team?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
It's hard. It's hard because you don't get people in the backfield like that no more.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
So for somebody to run forward and give you everything every night, they get on that field and give them up, that would be real.
And the NFL this past year made the switch from the 4 wide receiver sets to the dual back, single back set. They're bringing the running game back into it.
And I like the way they're going to go.
I mean, I love watching them type of games.
I do too. Use your talent. I've been screaming about that for years. You know, and they do it with Forte, and they bring Michael Bush and all these guys, and you would see it throughout the NFL. And it was like you had your starting running back, and then you had your backup. You know, and you just come in for a couple runs here and there, and then you had the guys like New Orleans, where you're seeing now, where you got Kamara and Ingram, boom, boom, killing it. And when you could do that, you just utilize all your talent. You got these guys on your team. Stop getting a guy that's just your backup.
It's not even that. Todd Gurley's a one-man show in fucking L.A. for the Rams. It's just the fact that defenses got smaller and faster to defend against the 4 wide.
That's right.
Now that team offenses caught on to that, they don't have the personnel to cover up against the big back running game. So they ain't tackling dick.
Yeah, we're going to run off the tackle.
So hopefully we're going to see a few years of good running games until they switch back around. Even
still, I would still continue because
the offense is ahead of the defense.
There's a lot of people smaller now in these certain positions,
Right.
So
like Kuechly. Kuechly's a safety size.
Yeah, they're not built the same.
I look at Luke Kuechly, who's a beast.
Big power running games are hopefully coming back. I'm hoping it's not just a one-year wonder because I fucking loved it this year. Everybody was politics and whatnot, but as far as I'm concerned, this was a great year of football because the running game is back.
Yeah. The running game is back, but I credit a lot of that to beast mode. When he, you know what I'm saying? So when Beast Mode came out and he's running dudes over, like we seen the epic against New Orleans where he just bulldozed Tracy Porter and just kept running. And we see that and how effective it is and how it wears down teams. And then you start noticing then LeGarrette Blount. How many guys in the Super Bowl, he just barrel right over. You can't stop these guys.
They ran a great fucking offense. They ran at the right times. Philly did.
But you got to
all the props to them. Man.
You got to have all your talent in use. And they're without Darren Sproles. Can you imagine if Darren Sproles was on that team playing?
They just spread them out.
And so now you can take these running backs, spread them out as wide receivers. Pass them out of the backfield. You never know who's going to get the ball because now you got Jordan Howard type players, and then you're seeing it a lot in the NFL right now. A lot of people going to the dual. Minnesota did it.
Yeah.
And I like it because it utilizes all the talent.
It's like the lightning and thunder.
Why putting people on the bench? Why have people set up to be on the bench? Utilize all the talent you got. A la freaking the system. Bill Belichick. That he's been doing it for years.
Spot people. Well, that's what Mike. Going back to Michael Bennett with the Eagles, I think he's going to be a spot D lineman for the Eagles, which is probably with him being 32, it's probably more his facet. Right now to be a spot situational D lineman.
And they're talking about
might be a good situation.
Long coming back. Chris Long might be coming back, and then with Flexor Cox, they got a good D line.
Oh yeah, he did only sign a 1-year deal, so it's up. Is he going to sign back? Yeah, then at that point, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Two solid.
I think he's going to sign.
I do too.
Yeah.
You almost
looked happy there.
He did. He looked really happy. He looked like he belonged.
Yeah.
Because he was a starter. He wasn't a situational player like he was in New England. He was a at least 3-down player.
And you could tell the camaraderie is different in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, they never lost control. Like when Carson Wentz went down and all this shit would happen, these guys still stayed focused, and that's a testament to that coaching staff. And these guys and I usually hate Philly.
I still do. The fact that people are leaving and coaches are going, and I'm ecstatic. I'm hoping it's a 1-year.
But right now, every Philly fan I want to treat like a vet and give him a hug. You're a Philly fan. I want to give you a hug. Because he beat New England.
Yeah. So that's New England got tore down this past year. Now I can't wait to see. I'm a hater all the way through. Now I can't wait to see the Eagles get torn down.
But I think I think it's an NFC East thing because only we able to beat New England in the Super Bowl.
I said that before the Super Bowl. I'm
like,
so
my brother goes, no, bird teams haven't fared well against New England. I go, yes, but NFC East teams have.
Right.
That's right. That's right. We went there twice and tore them down.
Gaffney said he sees Landry going to Baltimore, which is not a bad place.
No,
for
it's
him.
not a bad place for him. Great quarterback,
Flacco.
decent O-line, decent running game.
I like Flacco.
Great.
Flacco's.
Yeah, Flacco's. Great coaching staff. They're looking to they're a team that should be better.
Yeah.
And it's really surprising to see Baltimore where they are, middle of the road.
But they always in it though. They always in it every year.
That's what I expected. But
every year.
Well, same thing with the Steelers in that division. I mean, you got
Tennessee snuck up.
They fuck themselves every year.
Who's that?
Steelers was
Baltimore. Steelers too.
Steelers fucking bad coaching decisions is what lost them that fucking game.
They got a little their locker room was a little messed up for Steelers.
Right.
Usually you see a Steelers locker room, they're pretty uniform. They're pretty much, putting on their hard hats, going to work. And you never heard, people bitching, wanting more playing time and this and that and the other thing. And you've seen a lot of turmoil come out of that locker room this year, and it's uncharacteristic of that team.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was reading about the Eagles is there was a lot of vocal players that normally would rock another team, fucking dissension and blah, 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 but they just shut their mouths, put their hard hats on, and did it on the field. So, the media never saw any of that.
I come to respect of the coaching.
Yeah, and the good coaching takes care of that. Yeah. Whereas, the Trustman years. Or fucking Stash from the Giants last year.
Speaking of, the Steelers, do you think his Le'Veon Bell thing gets settled before the end of the
he'll sign a long-term contract. Yeah. They tagged him, so and he said he's not going to sit like he threatened earlier.
See, I heard today
they signed him to a long-term
deal. I heard today he was threatening to sit again. I heard today he refuses to sign a franchise tag.
I read that last week, and then I read today that he I heard he's not going to sit.
I heard on NFL Network today, but that he
will not. So now we're just. I got the article up.
I'm interested to see where it goes because they need to give the guy a contract.
This is awesome that we're bickering about something that experts have no fucking clue about.
Nobody knows.
But Pittsburgh always play with that money.
They do. And you know what
they gonna give Ben what he need.
They're fucking
they
retarded
always
if
play
they don't
with,
sign Le'Veon Bell.
They gave up a lot of people, man.
They always end up letting guys go.
Burrs, all of them, everybody, a lot of good players in this league came from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Kevin Green, all those guys. Remember when they were killing it, and then they lose LeVar Kirkland, all these guys. They would lose these guys.
Brown, Bell, Rapelessberger. You'll have a solid fucking offense.
They got a solid offense already, but with those three, but the guy backing them up is pretty good. But I just don't see them forking over that money because you got to pay AB. You got to pay Roethlisberger. Then he wants money to be paid as a top wide receiver and running back. He wants a lot of money. So, you know what I mean? If he sticks to his guns like that, I see rumor has it that Antonio Brown is restructuring his contract to free up more money, which he just got paid last year.
Right.
That dude deserves his money. But so does Le'Veon Bell. But then again, if Bell hits the open market, he's going to get paid. You know what I mean? He might not end up where he wants to go. You know what I mean? Might end up in someplace like
Cleveland.
The Browns. Yeah. Which, you know what?
Would fucking be great for them.
It'd be great for Cleveland or again, San Fran. Another place with money that they don't have a running back. And I just think that's a really kind of an interesting.
I don't know, man.
Gaffney just brought up a good point.
Shaky.
Philly has. That's right. I totally forgot. Philly's over the cap limit. Well, not anymore. The cap limit just went up to 177, so they've got a little cash. But,
I don't see that. They don't really need to fix nothing up. They need to come back hungry like they did.
Philly?
That's it.
They got a great.
They're retarded if they let Bell. Well, they franchise tagged him, so he's a Steeler next year regardless.
Not if he doesn't sign the franchise tag.
Well, then he's got to retire. But he says he's not going. Well, you saw. He says.
I heard he was ready to retire.
Wait. If he don't sign the franchise tag again,
he's basically got to retire.
No, he doesn't.
He can sit the year.
Josh Norman, he could sit. He doesn't have to retire.
Well, no.
Josh Norman refused the franchise tag.
But then they can tag him next year.
Why would you even bother? At that point, just let the dude go.
If he retires, he only has to sit a year. Then he can play for whoever he wants next year. He has to retire to play forever he wants.
Look what happened to Barry Sanders. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say that. Detroit destroyed that man's career.
They did.
I can't.
You're
totally right.
I never saw a person do what he did without a fullback.
the best pure runner ever. Ever. And I'm a huge Walter Payton fan. I think Walter Payton's a better running back altogether.
Yeah.
But the way Barry Sanders ran, it was unbelievable.
Barry Sanders would be a negative 80 yards.
The run and shoot.
Second quarter.
The run and shoot. Love that offense.
And end up with 140 by the end of the day.
The only one I've seen that made the moves like him and doesn't have quite the production, but, still really fucking good is Shady McCoy. He has those Barry Sanders-esque moves, you know what I mean? Like where he can hop around, boom, boom, gone.
But he can't sit in that pocket like Barry Sanders used to cut and look like he's sitting in a chair.
Yeah. He'd hop 3 steps and not even move anywhere. And dudes would be like flying all over the place.
I'd be like, bring that back. I got to bring that back. I'll be telling him, rewind that.
They got that one. They got that one highlight they always show, and it's against the Bears, and he's running out.
Guy looks back this way.
No.
Guy looks back this way. Fucking Barry just keeps going this.
No. That's not the one I'm talking about. Right. There's literally 5 guys surrounding him, ready to tackle him, and you just see all the guys just go flying backwards, and Barry keeps running. And you're like, how the fuck did that just happen? And that's. To me, like it was always like, fuck, it's Barry Sanders.
He never stopped his legs from moving.
Unbelievable talent. And that to me, like if he won the rushing title, over Emmitt Smith, I think he deserved it better.
But my thing, Emmitt had to play a couple more years to really get it.
And he had a top-notch line and quarterback and wide receiver.
And Barry Sanders was right there.
Yep.
If they'd have played the same amount of years, he would have never got it.
Oh, nobody would be able to touch it.
No. Especially if Barry ended up on a team that actually had a line or had a quarterback or things like that, stretch of defense. Can you imagine?
With the way the NFL is now, I'm gonna bring up a little question because I was thinking about this earlier in the week because you posted an NFL meme.
We'll just whack each other off and I'll bail.
That meme where it said someday somebody will break Emmitt Smith's rushing record. I don't think so.
I disagree. Are you kidding me?
Don't think anyone's going to last that long to do so.
I see what you're saying.
They changed the game up so much to a point that you can't have a consistent 1,000-yard or running back like that because they changed a lot of running backs to receiving running backs.
And with the concussion scare I just don't know.
The only person I seen doing it was AP.
That's the only person I did see doing it.
I saw doing it. Yes.
I seen AP doing it. If he stayed with like the Vikings on and didn't get those injuries, definitely I think he would have.
But nowadays they get injuries that I ain't never heard of when I was younger.
I think if it gets broken, it's going to be after I'm dead, which could be tomorrow. So that's fucking not really much right there, anyways.
You wouldn't witness it.
I don't know.
Right. You won't be able to talk about it. I don't know who you're going to talk to about it.
You'll be sitting in this chair next week.
Oh no.
I don't know. I think it will be broken. I think the NFL is getting back to the running game. I think they're seeing the value in it. But you're right. They don't let these guys like Matt Forte is retiring. What's he, like 32, something like that?
He's not that old.
And how old was Emmitt when he broke the record? Like
38.
No, he wasn't that old. Probably like 34, 35.
Like 34, 35. Between 34 and 36, something like that. I don't know.
And he played a while, but like guys like Matt Forte, they're automatically old. Reggie Bush, these guys they're old by the time they hit 30, and you're like, some of these guys have a rebirth.
I think that nowadays these guys retiring early because of the situation that they're in.
Yeah, with the CTE and all that.
They don't love the sport like they used to. They play for money now. Back then, they played for money, but at the same time, the love of the game that kept them coming back every season.
There's some guys out there. I mean, Tom Brady doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the rings. I mean,
I'm not talking. I understand what you're saying. I want to put Tom Brady in that.
Even much as I hate Tom Brady, you kind of him. Some of those guys that last 40 years, they're playing in their 40s.
Yeah.
Those guys are playing for the love of the game. They have to be. Yeah. The camaraderie of their fans. Most of these guys too are also playing for the guys around them. You know what I mean? But you don't see guys lasting their whole career one team anymore.
No.
And, that's a huge, huge factor, too.
All right. So he broke it in 2002, and he was born in 1969.
69, dude.
So, 31, 33. So he was 33 years old.
Oh.
30, maybe 34.
Okay.
Yeah, which in running back years, that's ancient.
And AP was 31, so he's 33. So
do you think is he a free agent?
AP?
Yeah. Or did the Arizona sign him for? Well, they would go whatever New Orleans signed to him.
I ain't really been keeping up with AP because.
Well, now you got David Johnson coming back over there. He's
So there, that insurance blanket of having AP, you don't need it anymore.
Do you? Eric,
I do.
David Johnson just got.
I mean, if
hurt.
you're asking me,
David Johnson was just hurt for the whole season.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean. So you definitely
trust
need
him to come back. Yeah.
I think that they need to let him come back and get more familiar with the offense and get a better game plan. They just ran AP off of his name.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really have a game plan and a running scheme for him. So. And at the same time, they was going in a different direction because they was really trying to stay with the passing game.
And now they have no quarterback on the roster.
So it wasn't he signed a 2-year deal with the Saints, then got traded to the Cardinals.
So he's essentially signed for 1 more year.
Yes.
Which is probably not a bad idea to keep him. With David Johnson coming back, AP plays second fiddle.
He only had 529 yards last year, so he was sidelined for the. Week 13 and 14.
And New Orleans didn't use him at all.
Right.
That was kind of a shame. But then as soon as they let him go, man, Ingram was a beast.
Why? Ingram just looked like an Alabama.
And
like he was having fun all over again.
I gotta give my brother credit. My brother was saying from last year, Mark Ingram, man, nobody gives this dude a chance. If they make him the feature back, he's gonna kill it.
But they wasn't.
They didn't, but they gave him more chances.
Yeah.
They gave him more chances, and they finally let the kid run wild, and he was a monster. Him and Kamara are just such a great duo back there.
I think that they, like I said, they gave him a game plan for him and a running scheme because they was, like I said, like you said earlier, everything's changing. They went back to the running game because New Orleans used to pass the ball a lot too.
Which is smart for a team with Drew Brees prolong his career.
You know what we haven't touched on? Speaking of the running game, who just got fucking way better at their running game. Fucking the Bills. They just signed Chris Ivory to a fucking couple-year deal.
Speaking of shady, that's
that's huge for them.
Yeah, I like Chris Ivory.
That's a great pickup by them. Great place. I know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm not sure if it was Gaffney or
Gaffney's probably pretty happy about that.
Bringing him to the Bills, but that's fucking awesome.
I mean, he's not like a game changer, but he's definitely a guy that you can run the clock down with. He's definitely a guy that brings a lot of power.
You can rely on.
Yes,
you can fucking rely on. I think he's a solid back. It's definitely a bolster to their offense. Regardless of who they've got playing QB. That's a hell of a pickup by them. Envious.
I think Buffalo's a very confused team.
I do too.
Because you never know what you're going to get every given Sunday with them.
I just wish they would build off of it instead of making these big huge changes. Especially at quarterback right now when
they interviewed they interviewed 3 quarterbacks at the combine, and Lamar Jackson was one of them. So I'm glad to see that.
But, if they do get one of those guys, like, who are you going to get to groom them? You know what I mean? Like, who are you going to groom this quarterback?
That's none of your business.
Fucking dick. But you got to have a guy, like we seen with Deshaun.
Sometimes you do got to mind your business.
Eat the sandwich.
But like we seen with Kaiser, you know what I mean? Like they threw Kaiser out there, which he needed to sit under a veteran for about a year or two.
Yes, that's why I said that they need to go get Nick. They bring him over there just on a learning.
We just jumped to the Browns, just like that.
I'm just saying, the Bills should do the same thing.
Shithole.
They need to get a guy to groom that young quarterback. If it's Tyrod Taylor or Casey Keenum,
right?
They need,
which is still a possibility because if fucking, well, that's the thing. If fucking Cousins goes to the Vikings, then it leaves might leave Keenum open, which he's probably at that point, Denver or McCarron. There's so many fucking. I can't wait to see how the next few weeks play out. We're gonna have some good shows.
Hey, John, sweet hat.
Thanks, gay robot.
But if Cousins go over there, if you had the choice, if Cousins come over, who you let go?
Well, if Cousins goes over there, well then you know what? I say you stick with Bridgewater and you let Keenum go.
All right, and Bradford stay?
And no, you let Bradford go too.
Okay.
And then you just get a fucking quarterback from wherever, be it 7th round or just what's left of free agency.
Gav said he saw the rumor that Bills offered a 2nd round for Foles. I don't think they'll go for a 2nd round pick.
I think that he's not a 1st round pick.
Philly asked for a 1 and a 3.
A 1 and a 3.
Well, it averages out to a 2.
But
but I think that the best thing right now, they ask for too much because there's so much out there, especially this draft. So I look at a 2 and a 3.
1 and a 3 for Foles. Really?
But I think if you're the Browns and you offer the number 4 spot or even the top overall, but I wouldn't give the top overall for Foles. No. But a 4 pick?
Yeah, you get 4. That's it. It's up to you.
It's a 1st round pick.
You know why I wouldn't give it to him? Because he's a player, a quarterback that do it under coaching. You understand?
Under the right system.
Under the right system.
You're right, because when he was in fucking Tennessee, not Tennessee, with the Rams. Yeah, St. Louis.
Yeah. You got to call them Rams because you never know what state they're going to be in next year.
Probably a state of disarray. And then that's the other thing. Are they a one-hit wonder, the Rams?
No, not with Todd Gurley.
They were a bullshit team with Todd Gurley the year before.
Yeah, but that's Jeff Fisher. Again, we're going back to coaching. That's Jeff Fisher. He fucking I'm sorry, but he ruined that team. He I'm going back to Tennessee again. He ruined Vince Young.
Vince Young wanted to commit suicide. Something happened in the locker room.
Yeah.
And
Vince Young is one of those guys that I thought, really could have been a great quarterback.
It was Jeff Fisher, so
like I seen him as the next Steve McNair.
Nick Foles is a solid quarterback.
And I said it before, and I feel like that's why Deshaun Watson slipped in the draft was because a lot of people were comparing him to Vince Young. And they had the same performance in the NCAA championship game, which I thought was phenomenal on both players. And
it was a great game. It was drive after drive at the end there. Yeah.
And I still think Vince Young should have been. If he had gone to any other team, he probably would have been a killer quarterback.
I think that I didn't want him to go to Tennessee. I didn't want him to go to the Titans. When they picked him, I felt like, nah. I felt like he had.
I think he'd still be playing if he went anywhere else.
Yes.
What about Lindell White?
He had one good year.
They played together, which is funny because they played against each other in the championship
game. He had one good year, and I don't know what happened.
At least Matt Leinart did a good job.
No.
Okay.
No.
If that's your opinion.
Matt Leinart in the NFL?
Went to Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And Bears blew that up, I believe.
He kind of shit the bed. Yeah. Well, he just shit the bed. He barely got on the field.
Yeah.
Because then he went to Houston and somewhere else. He was just.
It's a lot of big names.
Inconsequential.
And that brings us back to being a bust.
Right.
You understand? Because a lot of people do come. I thought Ingram was going to be a bust for a while, too, because he didn't perform the way I wanted him to perform because he had a beautiful career in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came into New Orleans, I was like, oh, man, I was hoping to see this running game because I love a running game.
Mm-hmm.
I love seeing pass
I'm a running
the ball.
game defense guy.
Yeah, but I love to see good running games. Like, that's just, to me, that's the definition of football when you're playing.
Smash mouth, field position, control the clock.
So when he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do, I said, oh, man. Because I think Alabama produced a lot of good running backs in the draft, like Lacey and all them other people, so.
Who? Eddie Fat Ass Lacey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trent Richardson?
I think that they gave him too much. I think they gave him too much in his contract, so he.
Hot launch.
So he
just turned down a contract with the Saskatchewan Canadian team. Richardson just did recently. So.
Yeah, that guy, he was built like a brick shit house, but just couldn't run the ball.
Oh, that's what happens.
I don't get it.
That's why I say. Be careful.
Well, I just read his family tore him up for money and whatnot from signing a big contract. So he dealt with a lot of pressure. I hate to take his side on this one, but yeah.
But he should have been in Indy. He should have been in Cleveland. Should have been in Oakland.
Oakland didn't make Baltimore squad. Declined a contract, and
And I'm surprised nobody let Ray Rice in. You know what I mean? Everybody else gets these second chances and everything.
Surprised like that.
We was just talking about that the other day.
I'm really surprised at Ray Rice because he was a solid player.
Yeah. My son, he was a Rutgers fan, and he loved Ray Rice, growing up in Jersey. And we was talking about that, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. Like, he was supposed to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought that we was going to take a shot at him because we didn't have a running game.
He had a killer right hook.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So Penta, do you have any information we can give about the Utica Yard Dogs?
Right now, it's just playing it by ear from a lot of things. We get if
guys want to play, who do they contact?
We got contact. We got a website, the Yard Dogs, on Facebook. Talk to Dave. I don't really have the straight contact with him right now that I could give up right now.
It's Utica Yard Dogs Facebook page.
Yes.
Good
That's
enough.
A fact. Come out to play. You've got to pay a little fee. If you want to come and have fun and win a championship, have a good summer, I think you should come join the Utica Yard Dogs. It's a good organization so far.
Bring that C to the U.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's NT.
And it's it's a lot of fun too. You know what I mean? Getting out there and like we said before, the camaraderie, getting out there and playing football again. It's a lot of. This is real football, people. This isn't like twin touch. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna watch a great game.
Yeah.
It's a love of the game. There's a lot of people that come out that never played football before, but at the same time, we got a place for you, and we'll welcome you with open arms and stuff like that. It's what it is. I think
he's 100% right.
I think that don't wait till summer, have something to do, and come join a new family and enjoy the game.
I got to give Sean Gaffney a little plug here. They started the baseline last week.
Yep.
And they killed it, knocked it out of the park, giggity. And
stupid baseball reference.
We like to see them guys do very well. He's come in a lot of times to help us out here. We'd love to have those guys, from the baseline on again. But they're going to be doing it Sunday. I don't believe they're on next week, but I think they're on the following Sunday. They're going to be doing their baseball draft here live in the D. So a lot of shout out to those guys. Also, I want to give a shout out to Coldwell Banker Faith Properties. When it comes to buying a home in Mohawk Valley, you got to have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 for commercial and residential properties. Log on to centralnewyork.com for complete, accurate, and up-to-date listings.
Oh, it's not like you even read that.
No, I just completely off the top of my head. But we're gonna.
You're good.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Just completely on the fly.
Yeah.
Just like that. How do you even know those numbers?
You the man.
See?
St. Patrick's Day party.
Oh yes, and we will be St. Patrick's Day, the 17th. It's right on the day. We will be at O'Donnell's, doing it live from the O'Donnell's on the top deck. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Get out there, enjoy the
You said deck, right?
Deck, yeah, not the deck, the deck.
Because I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be up there and tomorrow, tune in for Tommy Drama on Back Talk tomorrow at 11 to 1. Z will be on there. Our new producer, Mike Pileggi, will be joining him. So it'll be an interesting show.
Okay.
We'll check you guys later. Have a good one.
Night.
Hey, it's Adeline Van Dyke from Coldwell Banker Faith Properties in Utica. I always get asked, why do I love real estate? It's very simple. I love my clients. I love every single thing about helping them find or sell their home. Making sure the home is solid and ready for sale, or solid and ready for the buyer's inspection, to making sure that they're getting the best rate on their mortgage, making sure they're getting the best price on their house. Just everything involved in the sale is vital. My absolute favorite part of real estate is when a buyer walks into the house they're going to buy. I can feel it before they even know they're loving the house. It's just that obvious. So I'd love to experience that feeling with you. So give me a call. Adeline Van Dyke, Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-404-6431. Or you can find me on Facebook or visit my website at centralnewyork.com/Adeline. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you home.
When it's your hard-earned money on the line that you are investing into a home, it makes sense to choose a proven professional to assist you in making one of the biggest investments you may ever make. Josh's dedication of over 20 years to the home construction industry allows him to bring knowledge and experience to your doorstep. That means you can feel confident and comfortable with his service to you. Past clients love his attention to detail and thorough written reports. By allowing Priceless Inspections to help you make a well-informed decision concerning your property, you will find that a quality inspection is priceless. Follow Priceless Inspections on Facebook or call 315-525-8725. In the Mohawk Valley, for the best real estate service, you gotta have faith. Coldwell Banker Faith Properties, 315-735-2222 or www.centralnyhomes.com.